Live. Lana, where are you? Lana's right here. Oh, cheers. Mm. Hi, mic dropping. What is up? Truth and transparency. Super Bowl Sunday. I just got off one live. Those of you guys that want to follow along, Sheldon Jeter Jr., Rachel Altondo, Jamie Brown. Now it's Lindsay Partin. Yeah. Whew. Now I gotta switch my gears up. That was fast. Yep. I'm in the zone. I'm here to save lives. Yes. Here you go. If you guys want to help my Super Bowl binge drinking. You know, I think so funny is people say Lana's a drunk, Lana's this, Lana's that. Well, call me whatever you want, but I just keep running circles around all you. Okay. Oh shit. But yeah, I got my hoodie on here. Sarah, thank you so much. I'm smiling it proud. It is a little big, so I'm gonna just wear it today and then I have to return it. Because it's just I don't know, Sarah bought me an extra large and I'm swimming in it, but it's all good. It's the thought that counts. Hey Mod Squad. Hey Wendy. Hey everybody. Sheldon's gonna come home. I mean, yes, White Claw. No law with the claw. Go girl. Greetings from Norway. Wow. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. Changing up gears a little bit. I know that Lindsay's case hits a little differently because it's child involved, and you know, I feel like these other cases when there's adults, it's kind of like a two-way with the Wattses too. I mean, Shanann and Chris were both adults, and I think they're both idiots, but selfish. I think maybe it's a better word than saying idiots. But I think at the end of the day, you know, Shannon's not the one that's here, but that's like adults. Like I personally believe that Belle and Slush should have never left North Carolina. If these parents or these grandparents felt that stuff was just so whack, you know, it was bad. You just never know what could, you know, happen. And so I always say you regret the things that you don't do versus the things that you do. So always speak up. Let somebody be mad at you because you spoke up versus you didn't say anything. So yeah, but Lindsay Partin here. I'm gonna dissect a little bit here. I think I confused a lot of people when I had that live going, and then I got off of it, and then I just started this one. So I probably should have said I'm starting that live up, but they'll hopefully get it. If not, they can catch the replay. Yeah. What else was there? I think I told you guys that Ohio started to take visitors in person, so I will be going to see Lindsay in person. What else? I'm gonna have her cousin on the show. I'm gonna have Scott. I'm gonna be on Scott Roeder's podcast. So I'll be doing a couple episodes with him on over with his podcast. I think we're gonna dual stream it, so like we can be promoting that. But a lot of things. I've been busy. Took some time away to be with family for the last couple days, and spoke at my uncle's funeral, which was nice. I haven't done public speaking, but I just think in situations like that, though, it's easy to be emotional. So I made sure I threw some humor in there. Yeah. I heard that the YouTube streets have been blown up lately. I'm glad I'm not here for it. Oh yeah, I caught the end and was like, wait, where are we going? What's happening, man? Yes, we're over here. Well, I just thought I'd just drop a bomb over there for all my peeps with the Sheldon case and with Al Quippa. Jamie is my age and Sheldon could be my son. Lindsay is a mom. I just want them all home. Yes. Same. I'm a mom. I think the tactic that was used on Lindsay was pathetic, so. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do move past it, on to the next. Work hard, just keep it moving. Yes, the YouTube streets are crazy. Yes, they are. Like I said, I've been worried about my own stuff, but I can tell you that I've seen some community posts and stuff like that. I'm just like, what are these people? What's going on? And so I was like, you know what? I just have to remind everybody about, why I'm really going to Denver. And it's because that team over there internally blew up, and all of us had to be used as collateral damage to try to cover up their internal blow up. So I went ahead and I posted on my community page that just shows, what it shows. What else was there? I'm gonna show you guys something. Sharing. Go to the share vault.
Get started this morning. Anything that needs to be addressed? Conversation. Please keep this on all day until you are years as a detective.
What are your current duties as a sheriff's office detective?
I investigate any crime that happens in my jurisdiction.
And sir, were you called to investigate a crime or some circumstances whereby a 3-year-old by the name of Hannah Weshy became injured?
I was.
And tell me, when did you become involved with that?
It's been 3/9/18.
And what was your role in that investigation?
I was assigned as a lead detective, where basically I collect information from the other detectives that are doing all the things they're doing, collect that information, and I get it to the prosecutors in a timely manner. I was also involved in the second interview of the defendant, Lindsay Partin.
You said you were involved in the second interview of the defendant, Lindsay Partin. Do you see the defendant in the courtroom today?
Yes, she's to my left. She's sitting at the counselor's table wearing all black.
Thank you. Your Honor, please let the record reflect that the witness has identified the
Testimony.
As a result of the testimony then that you heard yesterday, what steps did you take to verify when that narrative was made?
I responded back to the sheriff's office, also involved in the second interview of the defendant, Lindsay Partin.
You said you were involved in the second interview of the defendant, Lindsay Partin. Do you see the defendant in the courtroom today?
Yes, she's to my left. She's sitting at the counselor's table wearing all black.
Thank you. Your Honor, please let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
It'll reflect.
You indicated that part of your role as the lead detective was to collect information gathered by other detectives.
Correct.
Okay. Detective Turner, you were present yesterday in court.
I was.
And you heard testimony regarding an additional narrative provided to defense in March of this year. I think it was Defense Exhibit I, is it Ingrid?
Correct.
And were you aware of that additional narrative at the time you prepared your report back in 2018?
I was not.
Were you ever aware if that additional narrative from Detective Lambert was uploaded into your case file?
I was not.
When did you become aware of that narrative, that additional narrative's existence?
Yesterday during Detective Lambert's testimony.
As a result of the testimony then that you heard yesterday, what
Prayers
steps
for
did
you,
you
Southern
take to
Sass.
verify when that narrative was made?
I responded back to the sheriff's office. I got with our IT department. They accessed Detective Lambert's computer, where I determined the date of the document.
And what was that date that that document was created?
Yes. Seriously. Approach.
When did you determine that that additional narrative was created?
3/22/2019.
Detective, at any point had that additional narrative been uploaded into your case file?
It had not been.
At any point was that additional narrative submitted to you?
It was not.
So you indicated part of your duties were to interview the defendant in this case. When did you do that?
It was on 3/9/18, approximately 10 a.m. at the Butler County Sheriff's Office, located at 705 Hanover Street in Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay, I have to make you guys aware of something. The prosecution, normally like Jason would have been sitting with them. The prosecutor did not feel comfortable with Jason sitting next to her. And instead, for the family, had this detective. He was sitting in the courtroom the whole time.
Room number 2.
Besides yourself and the defendant, was anybody else present in that interview?
Detective Hensley?
At any point did you read the defendant her Miranda rights?
I did.
When did you do that approximately?
Within the first couple of minutes of us entering the room.
Your Honor, at this time I would request permission to approach the witness.
You may.
Sir, I'm handing you, it's been March State's Exhibit 94. Can you
Okay.
go ahead and take a look at that exhibit?
Yes,
Do you recognize what I've handed you?
I do.
What is that?
It is a copy of the Miranda card that Lindsay Partin signed after it was read to her.
And is that a true and accurate copy of the rights that you read to defendant or that were read to defendant on March 9th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
During your interview, was that interview conducted in person, via telephone? Tell me about that.
It was face-to-face.
So you've had a chance to observe the defendant.
Correct.
How tall is the defendant?
Approximately 5 foot tall.
Were you able to determine where the defendant lived at the time of 3/8 of 18?
Yes.
And where was that?
4050 Shank Road,
And what township is that in, sir?
Hanover Township, Butler County, Ohio.
And were you able to determine where the defendant would babysit Hannah?
At that residence.
For Detective Turner to open and examine the contents before I seek to admit it.
You may.
Good call.
Why doesn't every home in the U.S. have solar panels? The number one reason is not about sunlight or weather or even
Polls and timeline and everything. This is down here, same thing as yesterday. I'm gonna read it if you want to follow along.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney. Prior to any questioning, you have the right. One can be provided for you, free of charge. If you can't afford one, and you have the right to stop talking to me or Detective Turner or anybody else at any time. You understand those rights? Knowing those rights, you still want to talk to us?
Yeah.
You're free to read the front and back of that.
I read it.
Okay.
And my brother's a police officer, so
Okay.
I get to.
Yeah, where at?
Richmond, Kentucky. But when he was going through, I call it boot camp, because he went through 6 months of training with Nashville Metro. He shaved his head and
Oh, yeah.
everything. And so when he was going through school, he would call me and we would do FaceTime like studying, and he would recite all this stuff to me, and it was, yeah, it was cool. Yeah, he's my little brother. I love him so much. We're Fires Park too. When I was 5.
Oh, yeah.
So we like never fought or anything, like, that's mine, you don't mess with him.
Yeah. You put your date of birth above your name too.
Okay. A week left to be 35.
Oh. And then today's date is 3/9/18.
Okay, so if you notice that Lindsay's wearing a different outfit, this is the 3/8 was when that happened. This is now 3/9. So she would have had, she went home and where's your husband? Where's your family? What's going on here? That you're back there the next day to talk to them again. Okay.
And it's 10:05 a.m.
10:05?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason.
Next door.
Yes.
Who's the fourth one?
Kaylin is her name, and friend of mine.
Okay.
And I would have her Monday through Wednesday. Her
Okay.
dad works for Time Warner, so he has Thursdays and Fridays off.
Okay.
So it started out just like my part-time, like, little extra money gig.
Yeah.
But it's turned into, and I love it. I love babysitting. I really do.
You guys converted that, it was a garage.
Yeah.
Converted it to like
Yeah.
a playroom,
Yeah,
nursery kind of thing. Okay.
just because it's been cold.
Yeah.
And honestly, the wind at our house, the way it comes over the valley is so strong, like even on a nice day, sometimes it's still chilly and they don't live up by with me, so.
Right.
Most of their contracts are in northern Kentucky, so I know he drives to Alexandria every
Oh,
day.
okay.
So if he's taking a work truck and loading it up, it's usually earlier than if he's driving to a car and doesn't have to do any of that nonsense.
Okay, Alexandria is right on the other, so I'm familiar with this area because I went to school there. Alexandria is technically in Kentucky, but it's right over the bridge, right over the river. And I actually bought or leased my first Jeep Wrangler from that exit. Let's see. I wanted to back up just a tad.
I wish. 30 bucks a day. 30 bucks a day. And if it's over 12 hours, like sometimes they work 7 to 7, he'll give me 35. It's kind of like a longer day or whatever, but 30. Because I provide the food. The other girl brings her food, so it's 25. I don't have to feed her. Her mom sends her a lunch bag and juices, so.
So Hannah's dad does construction, so I'm assuming he gets up early.
Yeah, he's usually by my house by 7, between 6:30 and 7 every day.
Okay.
Yeah. Just depending on if he drives his own car, because they work most of the time. I think most of their contracts are in northern Kentucky, so I know he drives to Alexandria every day.
Oh, okay.
So if he's taking a work truck and loading it up, it's usually earlier than if he's driving his own car and doesn't have to do any of that nonsense.
What's a typical day? Like how long?
10 hours, so
10 hours.
yeah, I mean, because he's driving an hour.
So we're talking-
He gets off at 5
Okay.
usually, unless they have like a.
So we're talking breakfast to dinner time?
Yeah.
pretty
Oh
much?
yeah.
You feeding 3 meals a day? or
Yeah, usually,
2?
unless he gets there at 5. We usually eat at 6:30 because TJ's always late.
Yeah.
So we have afternoon staff at 4:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to time it like a daycare or
Yeah.
preschool. You know, I mean, I taught preschool and daycare. I did
That
that.
should run efficient.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I do try to like, and we do lessons and we do flashcards and like,
Okay.
you know, try to make it as structured as possible. But I let them play. I mean, that's what I was taught in school, to let them play. That's how they learn.
Yeah.
So we play most of the day, unless we have an outing. I have a zoo pass. I wanted to get a museum pass, but it's not finished yet, so I haven't done
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I'm kind of pointless to do that. We do the zoo a lot once it gets warm.
Okay. What other, like,
We go to Costco.
okay, that's good.
Well, it's fun because we,
Yeah.
you know, it's inside and I get to talk about.
Trouble too.
We don't have fun.
Yeah, or because our dispatch. So, just think
Dinner
about,
here?
you get on a plane, you know, you're supposed to turn.
Oh.
Just in case it
There.
We use the same.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm learning lots.
Things, one of the many things we have to try to remember when we're,
Yeah.
everything else we're doing.
Yeah,
But,
the feeling.
So Costco,
I try to get them out of the house
Yeah.
as much as possible when it's not freezing cold.
okay. Any, that's 12 hours, you're basically in 12 hours. Are you doing like baths for everybody or is there?
Yeah,
how does that
it depends.
work?
On Mondays, we go to dance, so
Yeah.
usually everybody gets a dance bath.
Yeah,
I don't give Hannah a bath like every day. It's
Okay, right there. They go to dance on Mondays. On dance and Mondays. Where's the dance instructor? Did you see any bruises on these people that came to dance? Did you see any bruises? You know, where's her testimony to say anybody that would have come in contact with Hannah, if you're the defense attorney here, like they're on your witness list. Okay, yep, does Hannah come in, you know, to dance on Mondays? Yep, especially there, you know, this past Monday. Find out what's going on, get her to say, have you ever seen, you know, bruises on Hannah, all this stuff, blah, blah. How long has Lindsay, you know, been watching? Would Lindsay be the one to bring Hannah? Was it Jason? You know, who was doing all this stuff for Hannah? And the answer is Lindsay. It wasn't Jason. It was Lindsay. Oh, motherfucker.
I serve as a maintainer.
Because I like fixing things.
I serve because my dad did, and because his dad did too. I serve to learn things I'd never learn in school.
I serve as an airman.
Are you doing like baths for everybody, or is there?
Yeah, it depends. On Mondays, we go to dance, so usually everybody gets a dance bath.
Yeah.
I don't give Hannah a bath, like, every day. And sometimes Christina leaves it, Kayla, like, she didn't get a bath last night, you might give her one today?
Yeah.
Things like that. But no, I mean, I'm not giving.
So.
And a lot of the times, like, my kids get a bath later at night if I didn't do that during the day. And
Yeah.
I try to take a shower real quick while they're napping.
Yeah, whenever you can.
That's pretty much how it works. Or I take one at night with my girls in the shower with me.
Okay. So when's the last time you would have given Hannah a bath?
Last week, probably last Monday. Yeah, because she came Monday and he said I gave her a bath last night. So Monday we didn't. This Monday we didn't get baths.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you have her on the weekends at all?
No.
Nothing.
And I didn't have her on. Sometimes I don't even have her on Thursday, like if it's a rain day or like the last 2 Thursdays I haven't had her. I just had her Monday through Wednesday.
Okay, right there she says because of rain days, she doesn't have her either, remember? And that Thursday, so she didn't have her Thursday, she didn't have her Friday, and then that was like the week leading up to then, Jason has her Saturday, Sunday. And then Hannah on that Monday, let me double check something. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So she didn't have her 4 days in a row. First, second, third, fourth. And she had her the 5th, 6th, 7th, and the accident happened on the 8th. 3 days. All right. All right. It's gonna be viewer describe. Like, I'm gonna show you guys some pictures, and if you don't want to see this, don't look. Okay, it's just gonna be a bruise. It's gonna be the bruise that's here. Okay, that's like right here. Okay. Again, if you don't want to see, please please don't look. Let's see how to do this. Okay. Again, please don't watch this if you don't want to see these. They're bruises. There's Chris Davis. Those are Hannah's bruises on her knees. That's her chin bruise. And was in there on her chest. Her knees. Chest. And then now I happened to grab this picture from and it looks like there's actually like markings even on her nose. And I mean, when were these photographs taken? These photographs were taken when she was, in the hospital bed. I know which day though, right? Chris Davis. Now, if you're looking at this though, I mean, obviously everything's only on, like, this looks like it's on the opposite side. Unless the camera's reversed for some reason, but is this the same side of the eye as the chin would be? Again. Because see, it's like, it's this eye, but it's the other side of the chin. Not the same day. I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. Remember when he gave his testimony, he didn't know. He's like, I didn't take those pictures. So this guy said he didn't take the pictures. So they were before then. Now, all right. So my son, I have a son. He's 6. I mean, what would cause those bruises to like her face like that? So yeah, I mean that would be. I don't know. Let's ask ourselves this question. Okay, let's look like this. If I share those again, just the okay, this one. To me, bruises on the knees. Kids get bruises all the time. Like with that scrape right there, that's a scrape. That's not a bruise. That's a scrape. So if you did fall like on pebbles, like on the gravel, okay, if you're out there and you fell like and you scraped yourself, like that's what that would look like, a scrape on the knees. Like country kids when they're out playing outside. I mean, I don't know what they were doing, what they do. But are they crawling around? I don't know how they play. But so like the bruising on the knees to me, I never heard of somebody abusing a child and that they're bruising their knees. I mean, that just doesn't. So I'd like look at that as, I mean, but that's somebody they're taking with their glove hand, holding up that knee and taking a picture of that. Their glove hand over here on the left, it looks like to me, showing that bruise there. Yeah, I don't know. My friend's son has just had brain surgery. His whole face is swollen, bruised, and he has black eyes from it. Look at that. That's interesting. Again, nobody testified as to who took these pictures, when they were taking, nothing. I mean, I just can't imagine Hannah looked like that with her coming over to Lindsay's with her eye like that, and her. I mean, it looks like she can't even open up that eye, doesn't it? Like I said, I just don't want to keep it up there, but. Well, like all pictures, they should have metadata on them. I mean, once again, I just have a question, and I'm going to say it. What the fuck were her attorneys doing? I don't understand this. I mean, how about this? Don't ask all these people, did you take the picture? No. Find out who took the picture. Like, if this is being put into evidence, where did this come from? Somebody had to hand this to you, and that when you're able to, like, you're allowed to suppress evidence because where is this coming from? What is this? Who took the picture? Like, you should know all those answers. You shouldn't be going blindly into the trial. Like, it just, this trial happened all within a year. It's a speedy trial. It's fast. I don't know what her attorneys did. It just looks like it's like, when you hit something, a bruise doesn't develop like that, instantly. So I don't understand. Like, that looks old. I don't understand. I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, her lawyer's just like, who took this picture? Did you take this picture? Like, well, and all these people are saying, no, I didn't take this picture. Well, what the just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
I just put her on loads, obviously. So, that doesn't happen often either. I mean, she's had a couple P accidents, but she's 3. I potty trained all 3 of them last summer. So Kaylin, Vivian, and Hannah, all last summer, I spent it after.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of
That's a tough
them.
job.
Yeah. So So now I'm like, Savannah, you can wait. I'm just kidding.
Is there, like, okay, it's like specifically, you said it was last Monday that you would have given Hannah a bath, and you didn't notice nothing?
No, not at all ordinary. My Vivian is bruised all over her and from falling. She's a kamikaze.
Yeah.
You know, Savannah.
I got a taste of that this morning.
Yeah, right? I mean, they're just wild.
Yeah, all over.
Hannah is more wild than that.
Okay.
She's a dad. That's all she has. So, like, when I see, so the difference, this is where I see the difference. When TJ gets home, it's that this morning times a million.
Right, yeah.
Because they haven't seen him. He's the fun guy. I'm not the fun guy.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that's the kind of the way it is with her and him. Like, and I don't think that he neglects her or leaves her alone. I just think that she gets into things and does things that she goes that she's probably. So you told me the other day that she'll like. So I guess the locks in their house, you will lock from the inside, and so I guess she locked it shut for. Said, Dad, you can't get in your room now. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
How does, like, if she does do something, how does that go? Like, who, is there a timeout chair?
Yes.
Okay.
Both those rockers in my living room.
That has names on them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Um,
Those are timeout chairs. And I've made, I don't know if I've ever made Hannah put her nose in the corner, but I make my kids put their nose in the corner, especially if they like hit or something that's really bad, then you don't just sit and look at it right, you're gonna go
okay.
think about what you did.
Has Hannah ever, is there anything that stands out in your head where she's acted out recently?
No. She doesn't, I'm not her mom, like, you know what I mean? Kaylin.
You live 12 hours a day.
Right, no, but I feel like Kaylin and her listen way better than mine,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Hannah and Kaylin listen, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
They'll say, okay, you two go stand by the door, line up, get ready to go, you know. Of course, they're right by the door. Mine are like running around like that this morning.
Okay.
So she pretty much always, now, I mean, they'll do things and like, finish up with Barbie or something, and I'll be like, you ready to do
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they're kids. They do get each other, and they do.
You said, I think,
Cool
earlier
toys for
today and yesterday that she fell in some gravel.
She did Tuesday. It was the nice day we went outside and.
So you know, you're very aware of some bruises.
Oh yeah. I look like pebble bruises from when she fell. She literally, so she had on cowboy boots with the heels.
Yeah.
And Vivian took off running, and I was kind of behind them, far behind them. I should have been up closer.
We'll get into all that.
Okay.
We're going to show you some pictures.
Okay.
But so we just kind of want you to point out
Okay.
all the bruises and all the
Okay.
small little nicks and scratches that you were aware of.
Gotcha.
And exactly how they happen
Okay.
and all that.
Okay.
And
Yes.
that's a lot of you.
Okay.
They may or may not be easy to look at. You know.
Okay.
Just start off
Just to give you
with the pebbles that you were talking about when she fell.
It's not pebbled. I mean, it's a gravel driveway. Like, it's not pebbled. TJ just redid it, and it's rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah, it's rocks. It's not.
Okay, so here we go. Basically, they're going to show these pictures, okay? And you just hear him say, these are kind of rough. So these pictures that they're about to show, it's kind of rough. This is on 3/9. Remember, though, she was rushed from their local hospital. She was, basically, taken over to Cincinnati Children's. And on 3/8, she had surgery on 3/8. So again, she was keeping a good timeline. 3/8 taken to the one, hospital. Then they said, no, we're going to take you over to Children's. So she was over at Children's then by the 3/8 date as well. And then now this is your 3/9 interview with Lindsay, and you're about to show her some pictures. So let's see what's up here.
Yep. That's exactly where she fell, and on her chin. Her hand didn't even hit. Like, what she was doing, and I can show you how she was running like this, and then looked back and went like that. Literally.
Did she slide? Or?
No, it was just bam, bam. Yeah. She did, and she got right back up and kept running. I said, hey, are you okay? I'm okay.
So So all these small little bruises and the ones on the chin.
Yes, I know about those right there.
And even the one on the
Yes, I know the one on the chin, yep.
And the neck.
Yep. Yep,
That's
all
all
this.
from that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You saw, I mean,
The next, it
that's
was, yes.
up under her chin like that, so.
Well,
She would have extended pretty far.
She went like that, yeah.
Okay.
And on the toilet yesterday, Wednesday, I noticed.
Okay, you guys tell me what you think. She just explained it. And then he's like, well, it's kind of up under her chin. Well, I told my son this numerous times. Jax, you cannot be looking at me back this way and you're going this way. You're going to run into something. Like, kids do that. They're going in and then whatever happens, then yeah, you fall and you're hitting, especially if your face and your chin's accessible, like, and you're looking back. Like, what do you think's gonna, I mean, who are these guys to talk about a fall? Who are these guys to say how it would land or anything like that? These guys aren't doctors. These guys aren't medical people. These are Butler County him-hoes is what they are.
That I was like, wow, man, those rocks got you. And I even told him that. I said, the rocks look like they punctured her chest.
Yeah.
And they're big rocks.
So what was she wearing shirt-wise when that happened?
She just had on a regular shirt. It was
T-shirts?
just a long sleeve, like cotton.
Long sleeve T-shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was warm.
Okay.
It was like 65. Yeah.
Now, is that, we may have a better one, of the shoulder?
The shoulder.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. That might be from the choo-choo train fall or something, but I don't see that one now.
She basically says that she didn't see the shoulder fall, right? That's how I look at it. She didn't see the shoulder bruise. Okay. Which, why would she see a shoulder bruise? It's not, I mean, your shoulder isn't like noticeable, but, so she even turned her head, showing that the scrapes would be on the right side of her chin. Yeah, wouldn't normal reaction be to lift your head when falling? Yeah, I don't think her, this is how I look at it. I'm not a doctor either, but all I can tell you is that to me, well, yeah, she didn't get to break her fall. My son will run with him or walk with his hands in his pockets and it's icy outside. And I'll say, Jax, you have to have your hands outside your pockets. That way, if you were to slip it, you can like balance yourself and catch yourself and be able to grab something to hold on to it to break your fall. It's not even necessary that you're going to break yourself from the ground even. It's so much as you can grab something. Your hands are in your pockets. Your hands are, not readily available when you're walking. And if you slip and you fall, you're not able to do anything because you don't, so if somebody said that my son hit his head, like he was running around a car before and playing around cars that were in the driveway. I don't like that. That's why I don't want people park in my driveway. But it was at somebody else's house and they're like, oh, Jax, he ran around the corner and hit the tailgate. I was like, yeah, because you're running around cars. I said, what the hell are y'all doing over there? Kids should be running around cars, but like it wasn't my house. But yet you're watching my kids. So yeah, I'm going to tell you like, well, as much as I want to tell my 4-year-old at the time that he can do that, he's 4. You're an adult. So I was upset because he shouldn't even had the opportunity to be running around a car to hit a tailgate like that. But if they were to fall on the gravel or, if they're outside running and that's what they're doing, like you're not going to be able, like that's something that's, I wouldn't say that you're not paying attention to them. More so that kids fall. Again, it's the second day. Lindsay has no problem talking to them. Like, yeah, sure, I'll point out what I know. Okay.
We have
That looks like a hickey.
down in front of the ball, that's the shoulder.
But you can kind of see that. You're saying that that's not.
No, I don't think that's part of it. Unless I just didn't notice it because when I noticed the bruise on her neck and her chest, we were going potty.
Okay, and what day did this happen?
Tuesday.
Okay, this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Tuesday when it was nice out. It was
Is that the same day
noon,
as?
11,
Okay.
11 that morning. We went out for lunch.
Okay. Same day as the train?
No, the train was Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tuesday?
Yeah, and I have something else to add. So I talked to my mom yesterday. Monday, we went to dance, and she didn't want to dance. She wanted to sit with my mom. And so I thought maybe she likes my mom. My mom's always around. My mom does dance with us. I need help. It's a mommy and me class, so I got to be in there to dance with them. And she was really quiet. My mom's like, I was trying to talk to her, and I was giving her.
Boom, right there. That's what I was talking about. You'd be asking Lindsay's mom, did you see any bruises on her? Like, okay, so you're writing down her mom's name. Okay, what's your mom's name? What's her, you need to talk to her mom. Nope. We don't think that's important. We're gonna, these detectives, why wouldn't you call Lindsay's mom and say, hey, did you see any bruises on her when you saw her on Monday because she didn't go to dance, You're supposed to, as an investigator, detective, do everything. It's a joke. This is zeroing in.
Peanut butter crackers, and she wasn't really responding to me.
This was what day?
Monday, my mom said that she felt like there was something off. Because she didn't want to dance, we got to dance, and I'm like, all right, let's get our shoes on, and she said, buddy, I don't want to dance, I just want to sit with Nano.
Okay.
And I said, okay, you can do that today, you don't have to dance if you don't want to. So my mom gave us cheese and peanut butter crackers, and my mom said she wasn't the same. She just didn't seem the same. And she's been quieter this week.
Okay.
So I don't know.
The Tuesday and Wednesday?
I mean, she was playing, but I'm trying to think if there's anything abnormal I can think of that.
Right.
Again, when did Chris Davis get there? How many days had Chris Davis gotten there? Was he there for a couple days? So she's being weird because, Chris Davis, remember, he had a suitcase there. Was he there that previous weekend and hanging out?
I can't think of her talking a whole lot those couple days, but I can't think of her not. I mean she sat with barbecues and did stuff.
Yeah.
But my mom did say Monday that she felt like she didn't feel good. There was something off because we get to dance when she's ready to go. She loves to dance.
And what time is dance?
5 o'clock.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is why I take her because Jason doesn't make it home in time. So when I signed him up, I was like, well, do you want to do this? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, it'd be great for her.
Okay. So at dance, Tuesday after she would have fallen into the gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys go anywhere after that?
Yeah.
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 Did you say when she fell?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 was a handful this morning.
Yeah.
You say after she fell on the gravel, her chin was
Yeah.
kind of extended.
It was.
Falling down on the ground.
Straight ahead? Was she staring straight
No,
ahead?
she kind of looked back and I think
When she fell,
Yes.
which direction was her head going?
Already
It was
forward,
straight
yeah.
forward.
Face down,
Yeah.
full face.
Yes, full face plant.
Alright. So that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's,
I noticed those on Wednesday when I was first caught the other morning. I'm like, wow, that.
So you noticed this the next day after?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what about the scratch here?
I think that was from the gravel.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the same day. Yes. It was,
Did you notice that Tuesday?
yes. Yes, Tuesday. Yes. I'm trying to think of the days we're talking about. Yes.
So was she
Tuesday.
bruised Tuesday?
No, she just had a little scratch.
She just had a scratch.
And I mean, it was red, obviously.
Okay.
And it was.
Wait, she answered it perfectly fine there. Like, she would have seen the scratch on Tuesday because that's when the scratch happened. Bruises come later on. So yeah, I saw the scratch, but it doesn't get bruised like that right then. She answers that perfectly fine. She's like, okay, I'm trying to think of the days. Okay, yeah, Tuesday was the gravel, Wednesday was the train. I mean, I'm listening to this and what I see from this is detectives trying to slip this girl up and try to say, oh, but you said that this happened on this day or that this was this. It's like,
No, I answered your question. She fell off of a train on Wednesday and she fell on the gravel on Tuesday. Period. End of story. I'm not talking to you guys anymore. But for whatever reason, they're going to get their girl. This is their girl.
Starting, I mean, I put ice on it. You know, we came back inside and I could tell she was ready to put ice on it. She lost her ice and she felt perfect, and they all do. But,
And there's a bruise here on the neck and all that.
yes, I saw that.
Now you can kind of see the shoulder a little better.
Yeah.
You know the best part about all this is that Jason tells these assholes, she told me about all these. Every time I came to pick up Hannah, she told me this happened. This gravel story. She told me this train story. Okay? Yeah, this is what happened. This. So when he's talking to the detectives, he's saying the same thing that he was told from Lindsay. She must be a really good liar to keep her lies straight. Jason told them the same thing. She didn't, it's not like when she was interviewed by the guys, oh, well, this is what happened this day, and this is what happened this day. Jason's like, well, she never told me anything like that. No, every time he came to pick her up, she told him what happened that day.
I feel like that was maybe from following Wednesday. I didn't notice that.
Okay. So which side did she fall on this day when she fell on the train?
Her right.
Her right side?
Yes, she smacked her face on the right.
Her right side on the train?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Her right side, correct?
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm trying
Okay,
to
no, you're
remember her
fine,
name.
you're fine. So it's probably that wasn't the train then?
Is that the
Is
left
that
side?
on the left side?
Oh, yeah. I obviously did not tell my right from my
No,
left.
that's.
Yeah.
But you're sure that she fell.
Wait a second. That's what they're saying. This is what they're trying to say, that Lindsay changes her story. This is what the prosecution is saying, that this is what Lindsay's changing her story about. No, like, I saw her face plant. How would I know what, like, she face planted? What side is the bruise on? That's from her. Like, does she have both? Does she have bruises all over? Both chins? Like, what do you mean? Her chin bruise, right or left, that's from when she fell in the gravel. Like, this is why you don't talk to police. And police wonder why people don't talk to them. This is it right here. You're fucking with this woman. That's all you're doing, is fucking with her.
Fell on her right side off the train.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm positive.
Positive. Okay. All right. We're just
Trying to,
like I said, we're just trying
I'm
to.
trying to like remember the pictures in my head and going through everything. That's what I've been doing all night, just trying to.
Yeah. We're just trying to account
Think
for
in my mind,
every.
yeah. But my mom, that triggered something in me yesterday when I was talking to her.
Okay.
That she just felt like Hannah was not right Monday.
Okay.
And she has been complaining of headaches the past couple weeks. And to me, since I've known her, her balance and stability has always been off. She's not.
She's uncoordinated.
Yeah, well, I feel like her legs have always been, I don't know, like how to look at, I don't know how to make that sound the way I want it to sound. I don't know, she's just.
And people are going to hate me when I say this, but that makes sense. She was born addicted to heroin. Hannah was in the ICU for 92 days. That's how long is 92 days? That's 3 months. Think about what you do as a child in your first 3 months.
I don't know how
She's not coordinated.
she's not coordinated. Yeah. I mean, you would think, but she's so cute.
She's just saying she's not coordinated. I mean, I think bruised knees. Like, well, I mean, I don't think this is a woman that's, you know. Again, the mother is saying that Hannah was off. Hannah wasn't right. Did you interview the mom? Did the defense put the mom on the stand? Nope. Didn't do shit. Did you check Hannah's cell phone records? Because I know you did. Was she on the phone with her mom? Was she talking to her mom? Like she says she was?
Yeah. So I didn't actually see the train. I haven't seen the train. How tall is the train?
About that high off the ground. And she was standing up on it,
Yeah.
doing the surfing thing.
Yeah.
And it went out from the side and she went down like that. Her arms back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And smacked.
on the right side of the person?
And I freaked out and ran out there. I'm like, are you okay? She got back up and she said, yeah, I'm fine. I said, let's go put ice on it. Let's sit down to the bar.
What was she complaining of?
Headache. Her head hurt.
Okay. Good.
Her head hurt.
Okay.
I gave her some ibuprofen, but I put a soft ice pack in the freezer to give her a washcloth or anything.
Was any of the other kids around when she did that, or?
Yeah, they were all in the garage playing. Yeah, they were all there right in there.
Okay. So it was in the garage when she fell?
Yeah, it was a concrete floor. I'm in rubber pad the house.
Yeah. So when you said you put ice after she fell off the train. Where did you apply the ice?
On her face.
Yeah.
Where she fell. Yeah, it's like one.
Just where on her face? Like, was it one spot, a couple spots?
Well, where she smacked it, like on her eye
Yeah.
and her
She wasn't
cheekbone.
complaining about her eyes, she was just complaining about
I asked her if her eye hurt because I could tell if something had hit it right inside there. And I said, does your eye hurt? And she said, no. She said, just my head. So I gave her some ibuprofen. We sat down. She played with Barbies the rest of the day. We had snack inside. We were going to do snack. I was getting snack ready. And because it was like 4 o'clock. And I let them play out. We were going to have snack outside in the garage. And then when that happened, I was like, no, just come back inside. We'll put the cars away. Well, came back in the living room. They got the Barbies out and baby dolls. They were playing. I put on Weep, the Ballerina movie. That was it. She ate 2 bowls of Skyline. I made a Skyline chili bake. She ate 2 bowls of Skyline chili.
She ate 2 bowls of Skyline chili. I mean, did anybody ever look and see what was in her stomach? What contents were in her stomach? And I mean, all those days she was on an IV, so she was probably being fed through, IVs, a tube. I wonder what they were doing for those, 10 days. Interesting.
She's a great
what kind of ice was it in? Like, is it like
the blue packs, the blue soft packs. Yeah, the ones that are soft.
So that was Wednesday after she fell off the train, she was eating normal?
Yeah, she ate 2.
Okay, so she had 2 bowls of Skyline chili bake. All right. Ask her husband what she had for dinner that night, what she made, see if that's up. Then now she's telling you, no, I didn't put ice in a Ziploc bag. We have those blue felt things. Are those in the freezer?
Two big bowls of Skyline chili bake and crackers. And then he said she ate again when they got home.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, the kid eating.
She
Yeah, crying.
She didn't throw up. I looked at her pupils. I always do the flashlight and pupils.
Yeah.
My brother was a soccer player, so all my
What
life I
did you
worried about
see?
concussions. Her eyes are pupils.
What are you looking for when you're shining the light?
If they get smaller or bigger,
Yeah?
and if they're moving,
And both were doing that?
Both of them are doing that, yeah.
And they're tracking okay?
Yes, I am a worrywart, my mom.
So, do you have any like training in that or?
No.
Okay.
Just watch my mom do
Just
it.
Google.
No, I didn't even Google anything. My brother's a soccer player, and he was the one that would run towards the ball instead of not trying to get hurt. And I remember him getting hit with a ball in the eye at close range once and blacking
You
me out.
don't have to be a doctor to see if people's are.
Well, I think I can tell when people are.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely checked her out. And as soon as he walked in the door, I said, well, she had an accident. She fell in the garage and signed her.
I mean, is this the type of a moron? If you watch kids, you have to watch kids. What do you just do when they fall down? You don't do anything with them? Because right there, he thinks she's lying. You didn't take a flashlight. So we'll go see if there's a flashlight in the house if you don't believe it. YTDA, Atlanta for YTDA. What's that? YouTube DA. I'm too busy solving nudes over here. Yes. Why did? Because he wanted Lindsay to talk. Because he found out that the hospital said they are looking. This is not an accident. This is abuse. What does he tell Lindsay? Aneurysm. And do you think if Lindsay knew that the doctor said that this wasn't an accident, this was a child abuse? Like, I'm going to go back to my original thing. Why can't this all just be an accident? Why does this have to be murder? Well, because the doctor said. The doctor said, this is an accident. This is intentional. These bruises, everything here, this is intentional. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to laugh at that. Because if you're talking about her chin and her knees being intentional, do any of those doctors have children? Now, and they didn't know the head. They didn't know that mark existed in the head, back of the head, until later. And now it comes to like the eye. And again, I'd be interested to see if there would be any type of pictures. When I get some more of this stuff, I'll have more of it. What about the doctors from the first place that she was at? Any of those nurses, can they talk about when you saw Hannah, what did she look like this? No, she didn't look like that when I saw her. You know, I'd let Lindsay babysit for me. Listen to all the stuff she does. Play, hot meals, flashcards, museum, and dance class. She fed Hannah 3 times a day. And the other girl that she watched, she only charged $20 a day because her parents packed a lunch. The reason it was $30 for Hannah is because she fed her, breakfast, lunch, and most of the time dinner. Yes, ma'am. YouTube district attorney wouldn't be fitting without a scan. Oh God. YouTube DA. A lot of these people wouldn't like that. They'd be pissed because Lana would be out in their shiz. They couldn't buy me. So I think there's a channel that would really struggle with that. They went to the zoo. They had zoo passes. The Cincinnati Zoo's the shit. It's a good zoo. Columbus is the shit. We have great zoos here. Oh my God. It is freezing. I have no idea, but where the fuck is my handyman? Everything in my house is perfectly fine, except the fact that it's 48 degrees in here. I'm back from out of town. I get in here and I'm like, holy shit, it's cold. And then I look at my thermostat. It said, holy shit, it's 48 degrees in here. I mean, it doesn't, I don't know what's wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with. Oh my God. Everything else works perfectly fine. I got to hold the baby tigers from Columbus Zoo. Me and Jax have Zoomboozy Bay passes as well as the zoo passes. That's one of his gifts that he gets every year for Christmas. Is his water park and zoo pass combo. We're simply trying to, flip flop Lindsay's words here. Lindsay thinks that she's, I'm trying to tell you what our days are like. Here, this is how you're zeroing in on this woman and thinking she's a child murderer. That just makes me want to barf saying that. For anybody to be charged, in my opinion, with Hannah's murder I don't think anybody murdered Hannah. Because there's other medical professionals that say that it's not that. So it's like a second opinion. You got one person that's saying it is, and you got one person saying it's not. I know, right?
Face, and he's like, oh wow, you are swollen up a little bit. I said, put ice on it. You probably give her some ibuprofen before she goes to bed.
Yeah. So it was, you said you saw something in her.
I noticed her eye.
Her right eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else other than, what?
I thought she hit her cheek, well, it was mostly right here, like her cheekbone, almost.
Okay.
So I thought like it got her cheekbone. So I was kind of like making sure she was okay. And
She complained about anything else other than headaches?
Not anything.
She didn't point to anything?
Not a thing.
She wasn't pulling on anything?
Also, how I look at this is Lindsay is more or less like just saying like, dude, these markings are from these incidences. She's trying to cover all bases to say, that anything you're seeing right here, these pictures, this is from her fall. This is from her falling, okay? Now again, I have no idea what she's looking at. But I showed you guys a couple of the pictures I had. And there's more. I'll get to it, but does Lindsay ever say in here that she thinks that Jason abused Hannah? No, but she says that, Hannah only really has a dad, and that recently she was complaining of headaches, and oh wait, there's a friend that just stayed over. Well, I don't know when he got there and when he left, because that wasn't even woof. But do you understand that Lindsay doesn't even know that Chris Davis stayed? Doesn't even there's no mention of Chris Davis. She's just accounting for that. Hey, I didn't do anything to Lindsay or to Hannah, and that he didn't. Like, why would she think? She didn't think that Jason was abusing Hannah. Otherwise I think she would have said it. I don't think she thought anybody was abusing Hannah. But I would love to know what Lindsay thinks of Chris Davis and how often she saw him or he was around, right? That'd be kind of important. But Chris Davis, nobody even knows that he was even there.
Anything or rubbing anything else? No. Okay. Okay.
All right, we're going to move on and show you a few more. Kind of explain where everything came from. What about the cheek there?
Yeah.
That,
So this is her left cheek.
yeah. I feel like when she walked in the when she walked in the back door, the garage door, it is at the back of the house.
When is this?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
And I've never seen that before, so I don't know. But I feel like, because the way when she looked up at me and said, buddy, can I have donut and couch, and went to take her job.
Right there, she says, I've never seen that before. Jason only saw his daughters, the other older ones, on the weekends. And they're in school. So they're like in high school and middle school and stuff like that. So they can't obviously watch Hannah. But right there, she said, I've never seen that. She's like she's trying to like sit there and be like, I mean, from this, like she said the words, I've never seen that. I don't know what else to say. Right here.
Thursday. Okay.
I've never seen that before, so I don't know. But I feel like, because the way when she looked up at me and said, buddy, can I have donut and couch, and went to take her jacket off, and she fell on that side, the other side, and there was like a pink cart laying there, and I think she scraped her face on that, but I'm not sure.
She's just giving an explanation. I mean, and she's talking about this was Thursday when she collapsed. But she's like, I've never seen that before. But when she fell Thursday, that could have happened. But I never saw that before. She says, I didn't see that. I've never seen this before. Quote unquote.
She fell unconscious?
Yes, she collapsed in front of me, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
She wasn't on top of anything, she was walking.
well, so what happened, so say this is the door.
Yeah.
She walked right here, there was like, one of those push carts that you can like serve things off of, it's like a
Serving
cart.
cart.
Yeah, and she fell like that, and there was a wheel, I think she hit that.
Okay.
But I don't
She
know
wasn't
that.
on top of anything, she wasn't climbing or nothing. She was
Yeah,
walking.
she literally just collapsed in front of me.
Okay.
Just,
Did you notice the ear as well?
no. Her hair's always over her.
Okay. And I don't think you have the ear here, and you got the back of her ear here.
I don't know.
I mean, that's,
This is bruised on both sides.
yeah.
There's a piece of cartilage in the ear. So, this isn't one continuous bruise, basically.
Yeah.
It's two bruises.
It isn't bruised through, it's something on the front and the back, looks like.
No, I've never
Never
noticed
seen
her.
that?
Never noticed her ears.
What about that? Just a little scratch?
Mm-mm.
Just like,
No, and she won't let me fix her hair or anything with her hair. And by like even a little bit, don't she takes it out. I've never, and her hair's always like,
okay.
no, I've never noticed this. But I feel like that was from collapsing. But I'm not sure.
So after she fell,
Okay. If I'm a detective and I'm listening to this, she told me she didn't see these things, and she's giving me pretty good reasons as to why she didn't. Well, her hair is never up. I wouldn't see anything on her ears like that. I didn't examine her ears. No, I didn't see that. I didn't. What did she say right now that makes you feel like, oh my God, this one's a crazy person? She's a child beater. I don't see anything here that, and you're listening to this, you're like, God, this woman is a liar, is a child beater.
she fell face first, correct?
Oh, the choo-choo train?
No, Thursday when she went unconscious.
Yes.
How did you move her and into what position did you move her
I
into?
really wasn't sure what was happening, so I kind of picked her up, and I was like, Hannah, are you okay? And I probably did the wrong thing, because I wasn't sure what was happening. Are you okay? What's wrong? Wake up, like, what's going on with you?
So were you down?
I had been down, yeah, and I'm like, well, first I said, Hannah, are you okay? Get up. I thought maybe she'd like tripped over her pants or something, because sometimes she'll try to like take off her shoes while she's standing up.
Yeah.
And she didn't get up, and I'm like, are you okay, what's up? And she was like not saying anything to me. And so I picked her up, and I'm like, Hannah. I probably shook her, like, are you okay? And I shouldn't have done that, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I shook her, I just was like, I was holding her, like, Hannah, are you okay? And then so I laid her down, and that's when I called Jason. And I said, Jason, there's something wrong with Hannah, she's not waking up, I don't know what happened, she just walked into her and collapsed. I said, you need to come up here now.
So were you holding her during that time?
Well, no, I was.
You were down?
Yeah, I laid her down. I wasn't holding her very long, but like, I didn't understand why she wasn't coming to, like.
Yeah, and you're shaking her to get her to come to. How are you shaking her?
Not shaking her, just like, Hannah, are you okay, Hannah?
You see how she says, like, they say, you're shaking her. She's like, no, not shaking her. I was like, Hannah, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, I'm holding her in my hands. Like, I'm not having her up here, like, shaking her like a friggin', like, wild, like, this right here, this is what gets construed as, you want to talk about shaking and hitting, and, I mean, everyone's going to have their own opinions, but there's nothing that this woman has said to me right now. Zero priors, mind you. The woman's never been in trouble in her life. She's signing away, yep, I can talk to you. I didn't, like, I'm going to tell you everything you want to know. I didn't, like, she thinks she's trying to help a child figure out what's wrong with her. She doesn't know that she's brain dead and that they think that she did something. She doesn't think that at all. She thinks that she's trying to help figure out what's wrong with Hannah. Because I believe if you would have told Lindsay, hey, we think that you did this, do you think that Lindsay's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to talk to you? She wanted an attorney on 3-8.
Are you okay, Hannah, are you okay?
Trying to
Like,
wake her? Okay.
So when you were down on one knee, two knees?
yeah, I mean, I was down,
You
yeah.
had both arms under her? Or did you have her shoulders?
When I was holding her, I was holding her like this, and when I laid her down, I wasn't holding her at all, I was on the phone. And then when I got off the phone, I was like, I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest, and then he got there, gasping for air.
Like how long?
And I would say, every couple seconds, and when I would say her name, she would look at me.
Yeah.
She was responding to me. I just couldn't get her to like say anything. And then Jason got there and picked her up off my floor and took her out to the couch in the garage and laid her there and waited for the paramedics to come around the back. Yeah.
Do you have a picture of the eye?
And see right there, Jason says that he picked her up and took her to the couch. So why aren't they asking, like, what, do they have any problems with that yet? Or have you not even talked to the dad yet? His testimony is that he picks up Hannah and takes her out to the couch in the garage. You always have to lawyer up. You always have to lawyer up. Because once you do that, then the truth can be handled properly. You don't know what these him-ho, you think that a police officer knows their job and they're going to do this. No, you have no idea what can happen. You talk to a lawyer just so that do you understand to become a police officer? Do you understand you need zero qualification? You could go be a police officer, go to the academy. You know how many guys went to McDonald's and then went into the police academy? Ask Alacopa. Give me a break. To me, being a detective, to me, being in law enforcement is about either you got it or you don't type of thing. Like, we can't teach you to be, I can't teach you to make if you're a point guard and you can just drop a dime bounce pass, like, to somebody that's running in stride. Like, you can try to teach that over and over and over. It's same thing with playing defense. You already know the next move, but you have no idea who you're going to come across as a police officer, and them taking your statements and them fucking shit up. I'm telling you, if I was get pulled over for a speeding ticket, I want my lawyer. I'm not saying shit. I'm gonna look at my fifth and do something about it. Well, man, then we're just gonna have to take you in. Take me in.
I think that's from Paul. I noticed her eye. Yep, I noticed her eye Thursday.
So Thursday morning,
Yep,
she walks in.
noticed that. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So the eye that you were, you noticed
I don't even know.
yeah.
It is her, that's
See, now they're going back to so the eye that you're talking about, the right or the left, this or that. I'm sorry, we've watched 48 minutes of this bullshit, and you're gonna sit here and tell me this is a killer? Give up your jobs, boys. This is not a killer. This woman is like showing you things, demonstrating things, talking to you. You guys should be embarrassed. Butler County, embarrassed. I'm gonna call it a wrap, guys. Feel free to continue on. But I will be showing you guys where these detectives over and over 23 times said, come up with a different story. Come up with a different story. So sad, so sad. I don't think that Hannah was murdered. Not at the hands of Lindsay Partin, I'll tell you that. Love Atlanta. Love it. You guys are great. We have a great Super Bowl. Come on, the Bengals. I can't wait to see the cheerleaders. Woo! I'm gonna head over to Rudy's. We're gonna have a nice little party over there. I got a lot of things coming up this week with some lives. I may go live at halftime so that we can critique the halftime performance of Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I definitely would. And you know what? I always said I would, to be a defense attorney only because I'd want to help people that were, in situations like this. But how about this? If you're actually the DA, you can prevent situations like this. Like, guys, this isn't what we're doing. Okay? This is not what we're doing. If you need to go this route to try to convict somebody of something like that, then your evidence ain't shit. You don't need this. This is horse shit. And a mother of two, she watches two kids, never had a complaint anywhere else there. I mean, did you talk to this? Did you talk to this? No, you guys didn't do shit. Like, here's your case. Shove it up your ass. What I would have told these boys. And I would have told them that it's embarrassing. But if you think something really happened to Hannah, let's find out what you think happened. But what you guys are trying to say happened at the hands of Lindsay Partin. What weapon did she use? What, you think she hit her hand and made those bruises? What, she took her and just started hitting her all over the house in 30 seconds and then called Jason? Like, because clearly you don't believe the gravel. You don't believe the train. So you believe that this mom, once Hannah was dropped off, took her and just banged her all around the garage or used something, which never was mentioned in court. All in 30 seconds to 90 seconds at most. I'm going to tell you to go fly a kite. But we're not going to look at any of the past history. The fact that Jason and his friends and his wife are all involved with drugs. You want to talk about Chris Davis? You want to talk about Chris Davis had vehicles. Why wasn't he driving? Do you understand it's only Jason's word that Chris Davis was drove home by Jason? What if Jason never drove Chris Davis home like he claims he did? What if he never did that? Because that's just his words. He told us that he went to Walmart and he fed her, cereal, and they got milk and all this other bullshit that didn't happen. So why are we supposed to believe that he went and took Chris Davis home and then came back? Why should we believe that? I'm a Browns fan, but since I live in Ohio and I went to UC, all my college besties and roommates, and I mean, they're diehard, so I'm gonna root for the Bengals. But why should we believe Jason's story now? Because right now, you'd be an idiot to do that. Jason all of a sudden remembers that, oh, you took, I took Chris Davis home, I guess, that night. What? The fuck are you talking about? So I'm not going to be that stupid, and I don't believe that right now until I see proof that he took Chris Davis home. All I know now is that Jason testified that that suitcase belonged to Chris Davis. And all the research I've done, Chris Davis has vehicles. I don't see anything. I mean, in his past, he did have issues, but why wouldn't he have a vehicle over at Jason's? Why would Jason be driving him around? In fact, him and his family have about 18 vehicles, I think, between themselves. Unless this Chris Davis has assumed somebody else's identity. I think he was supposed to be in North Carolina. So again, I'm digging everything I can on Chris Davis, and that's where I'm at. There's also a woman by the name of Smith, last name, I'll just leave it at that, that knew who was working and who wasn't working for the company in 2018. The sources that I was told is that Jason and Chris sold drugs to the workers of Smith Corp to see who was on that clientele list of buying drugs from Jason and Chris. So again, yep, raising money so I can fight my stuff against what Vanessa from Unmasked is doing, and what she did to my kid, and her trying to take away my First and 14th Amendment rights. So if you guys would be so kind to do that, that's what Mod Squad is sharing. Mod Squad rocks. Sarah, fight for a family name, right? All of you guys, thank you guys for being in here, for listening. And I think that until you get the right narrative, Hannah won't rest peacefully, in my opinion. And I know that I would never want, if Hannah was my child, I would never want somebody that didn't do something to my child to be suffering. By all accounts, Lindsay was a great babysitter and took care of Hannah. It was. Can I explain something really quick here? I do that Jason saw Payday. He didn't know that Lindsay and TJ, he thought they were married. And so if Lindsay's at fault, she's married to TJ and all that money, and they're worth a lot of money, a wrongful death suit in civil court, that's going to pay. They weren't married though, technically, because they never filed the paperwork. They got married in Vegas, but never filed the paperwork in Ohio. So therefore they were never legally married. But then also the state never got Jason's phone records. If Jason goes forward with the wrongful death suit, that civil suit, Jason's phone records would have been coughed up. Jason would have had to take the stand again. And all that stuff could have been used to incriminate Jason in criminal with the criminal proceedings. You should ask yourself, why didn't Jason go forward with his civil suit against Lindsay Partin and their family? Mic drop. Till next time, keep on keeping on. Again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for being awesome. And no more nudes. Stay away from your nudes. Stay away from your nudes collection. Justice for Hannah. Amen. Go Bengals!